Hello traders, my name is Tomasz Wiśniewski, I'm a Chief Analyst in Alpari Research and Analysis, and this is daily analytical report. So let me show you what's going on the markets. Let me show you good trading occasions, and let's talk about what happened overnight, what happened in the morning from the fundamental point of view. Let's see the macro calendar. So all together we will try to look for decent trading occasions on the market. First as always, we need to start with the calendar, right? That's where it all starts. You need to be aware of all the data coming and what was the number, what was expected. Well, today we had CPI from Eurozone, and almost as always it came in line with expectations. That's very interesting because when talking about American data, we very often have a beat or a miss, but in terms of the European data we are almost always in line with expectations. So I think they are working a bit better than American organizations. But anyway, euro is going down today. American dollar is stronger, but that's not the reason. Euro is not the reason here. The dollar is the reason why euro dollar is going lower, and I will tell you why a bit later. Actually, I can tell you now. Last week, John Taylor, who is a Stanford University economist, he had a talk at the White House with Donald Trump last week, and apparently he made a favorable impression on President Trump. And we all know that we are about to get a new Fed chairman, right? So maybe he will be the new Fed chairman. And why American dollar gets stronger is because that he's a very, very hawkish economist. So that's why that's a positive information for American dollar. And well, maybe you don't remember because it was some time ago, but I remember those movements on the market where we had where Ben Bernanke was ending his work at Fed, and we all market was wondering who's going to be next. And we had those rumors about Yellen, about other candidates, and I remember that was very important for the market. So we had actually important, significant price swings during that process of picking new Fed chairman. What is more, usual tensions around North Korea. Nothing new there. Also usual tensions around Catalonia. What was a bit unusual for the market, well, we all got used to the war in Syria, but recently we got information that Kirkuk, which is a city rich in oil, was taken by Iraqi army from Kurds, which was taken as a good information for the market. So the price of the oil went significantly higher. Also, well, that would be it from the fundamental point of view. About Catalonia, Catalan president called for more negotiations. So he has a right from the Catalonian people to claim independence, but he's calling for further negotiations. But Prime Minister Rajoy said that, well, his opinion is that there's no place for negotiations, and they should cut all that independent stuff immediately. I think that's about it. Let me show you the charts. So the instrument that we see now is euro dollar. Euro dollar went to this upper line of the flag formation, upper line of the, yes, it's a flag, upper line of the flag. We tested that twice, we bounced from this resistance, then we crashed two important supports. So first one here, 1830, second one, shorter one, 1790, and now we should get to this area, this blue area around 116.85. After bounce here and breaking those two local supports, I think that the probability of the price getting there is very high, so we should see like an 80 pips decline on euro dollar right now. So to sum up, sentiment on euro dollar is bearish. Next instrument is Australian dollar to American dollar, and let me show you that. As for today, we had meeting minutes from Reserve Bank of Australia. We had CPI, that's from New Zealand actually, but RBI meeting minutes are from Australia. And as you can see that those were taken quite, let me show you an hourly chart, it will be more visible. That was taken, well, slightly positive here. The price was going a bit higher, but in overall we are in a negative territory. Why is that? Because we broke this horizontal resistance and the price failed to hold it here. So that can be considered as a false breakouts, and false breakouts are very, very dangerous. Right? Okay, we are back. I'm sorry. This is a false breakout. That's the one thing here. Let me show you another one. That were false breakout, and this is also a correction pattern. So as long as we stay above this upper pink line, the sentiment is still positive, but I would say that there is no buy signal here yet, and buy signal will be created once we will break this line. Let me delete this one, because then it would be like inverse head and shoulder formation, left shoulder, head and right shoulder. That would be also a denial of this wedge pattern. So now we are in a trend continuation pattern, which should result with a breakout of the lower line of this formation, and especially that we had this false breakout here. But as long as we are inside, there is no actual trade signal here. Buy signal will be created once we will break the upper line here, and sell signal will be created once we will break the lower line here. Now, silver. Silver actually, silver reached the resistance that was anticipated here, 17.3, let's say. That was a very nice movement. After we broke the upper line of the wedge, the price went significantly higher. That was a beautiful trade. But that also can be considered as a false breakout because they failed to hold that as a closest support. Okay, so now, well, in the long-term scenario is still kind of positive, right? But the short-term scenario here is the price should aim 16.8, and 16.8 is very, very important for silver. Look at that. It all started in March, and then here June, July, support, August, then price action here also in September, October. So we're about to aim this support again. That's the most probable short-term scenario. Next one is gold. That was a strong resistance. That was really a strong resistance. Let me remind you why. First on the daily chart. That was 23.6 of the long-term uptrend. On H4 chart, that was okay. On H4, that was 38.2 of the short-term upswing, and on H4 as well, but a little bit closer, it was 38.2 reversal, retracement of the downtrend here, of the latest downtrend. So we had a combination here of two important Fibonacci's, and as you can see, it resulted with a downswing. Obviously, we do have a huge influence of a stronger dollar here, so not everything can be explained with technicals. But okay, what's the target for this drop? In my opinion, the target for this drop is here. That's a combination of also two Fibonacci's, 50% and 23.6, and also that's a top from 4th of October, then a support here. So in my opinion, that's the closest, that's the aim now. So now we're 1287, the closest support should be 1282. Next one, dollar index. Here you can see this positive sentiment for American dollar that is seen lately. What I see here is a double bottom formation. Double bottom formation, the resistance of this formation is broken. Here, 1-1, there is an upswing, and the closest resistance is obviously the orange area where the last upswing stopped. So that's the closest resistance, that's the closest support. We should get there, and once we'll get there, what we will have here is a left shoulder head and a right shoulder, and that will be a nice reversal pattern. Yeah, we can see that clearly on a daily chart. And a breakout here should be very, very positive for American dollar. Now DAX. DAX made another highs on Friday after breaking from the sideways trend. So now actually I can remove this rectangle. What the price is creating here again is a channel up formation like this one. Most probably we'll have a bullish breakout, right? It's terrible, absolutely terrible, at least for me. I don't know, maybe you like trading in those conditions. I don't like trading in such conditions when the price is just aiming higher, higher without any correction. But I'm happy. I'm happy because we said that once the price will we said that in the middle of September, when the price will break this orange line, that will be a strong buy signal. And it is, and it is. The price is advancing higher very, very sharply. British pound to Japanese yen. So we had this roller coaster last week. We have a roller coaster. Well, so far we do have a drop, but we are approaching important support. So maybe we will also have a rapid reversal. We are all the time influenced by the Brexit negotiations. Actually, there was this flag formation. Flag is rather gone. What we are having here is another flag or a wedge, but this time that one was bullish, this one is bearish. There is no sell signal yet, but once the price will get there, that will be a strong, very, very important sell signal. And there is no buy signal here yet. Buy signal will be created once the price will break this area. British pound to Australian dollar. Here we also wait for a proper trading signal. Here we still have this head and shoulder pattern where is a left shoulder head and a right shoulder, and we just tested the neckline. Test was positive. Actually, I don't think this support is so wide. Yes, this one will be better. So the price here will be a strong sell signal. And the potential target for this will be lower line of the symmetric triangle formation. So it will be like 400 pips. So we have to admit that it's very interesting, especially if we will measure risk to reward ratio. I would say that stop loss should be somewhere here, 170. 500 profit, more than 3 to 1. Bitcoin is reversing a little bit after making all-time highs on Friday. So yesterday we had a continuation of an upswing, and today we do have a small reversal, but well, it's still not very dangerous. Let me show you that. That's a pennant. Pennant should result with a bullish upswing. The pennant did not happen. The price went higher. So now the most probable scenario is here. The price declining to that support. American dollar to Swiss franc is going to test the trend line again. Actually, I'm not a fan of this, of the current situation here. I don't see anything interesting in particular. Those movements are choppy, like upswing, downswing, upswing, downswing. That's not the best place to be when you're a trend follower. But again, we are very close to triggering a buy signal, which will be created once the price will close above this trend line. We already made a first step because the price is about to break this horizontal resistance. So far, no, because we need to see this H4 candlestick to close above, because the previous one resulted with a shooting star. So this one we need to see to close above here, and that will increase the chances of a bullish upswing. WTI oil is heading higher. Now they established this strong support here on 51.70. And as long as we stay above this support, the sentiment is positive. And as you can see, a bit of a negative price action for cable, a strong directional movement. What we're having here is a nice wedge supposed to end up with an upswing, wedge is supposed to end up with a downswing, so everything is going well. This one's supposed to end with an upswing, but it failed, so that's a broken pattern, that's a denied pattern, which also can give a boost to the price to go lower. I will just change the colors for us to see this better. Maybe this one. Oh no, we already have orange, so maybe like purple or something. Or I don't know what's that color. All right, that's a wedge. Downswing wedge. Well, what we should see is a downswing. I wouldn't go straight away after breaking the slower line of the wedge, but I would wait for the breakout of this horizontal support labeled with red color. So as long as we stay above the red horizontal support, the sentiment is not positive but neutral, and sell signal will be created once we'll break this horizontal support. And breakout here should give us like a movement of for 150 pips, which is fair, which is fine. I would say it's fine. Australian dollar to New Zealand dollar, nothing interesting in particular, boring sideways trend. American dollar to Russian ruble, downswing, flag downswing, okay, fair enough, but here we are aiming this long-term support, and buyers so far seems like they defended that, so there is no sell signal here yet, but one can think about opening short position once we will break those that support here. And the potential target for this movement is here. Okay. So sell stop somewhere here, stop loss here, and take profit here. Not the best trade in terms of risk to reward ratio, but still alright. American dollar to Polish zloty is behaving a little better, because here we already broke this line. Here on American dollar to Russian ruble we are struggling, but on American dollar to Polish zloty we already broke that line, which was supporting the bullish correction. So now the scenario here is the price aiming those lows from September. Maybe after test of this green horizontal resistance and the upper line of the channel down formation, but eventually the price should aim the lows from September. Even with the stronger dollar, you know, American dollar to Polish zloty is not going higher, because the Polish economy now have very strong foundations. We even declined a credit line from IMF recently of $9 billion, I guess that was the amount, because we don't need to borrow money from external institutions. I hope those institutions won't force us to do that. We all know how powerful they are, obviously. Maybe they will try to bring the democracy to our countries. Anyway, euro to British pound. Supposed to test this uptrend line, but we're coming back above this horizontal support. We defended 23.6, so far the bearish scenario is no longer on the table. Now, let me show you a very good occasion, American dollar to Mexican peso. Look at that upswing which happened after the symmetric triangle at the end of September. Very powerful. From all those days, only 1, 2 were negative. So it would be more than welcome to see a bearish price action here, to see a take profit action. And actually, the best place for a take profit action is here. 38.2, and also tops from March, April and May, right? That's a good place for to take some profits. Those two candles are very promising for sellers. I would love to see the price a little bit higher, but those two with long heads are very promising for sellers. not for a trend reversal, but just for a short-term downswing, which would be a take profit action from here. So actually they would retrace like 23.6% or something. Not a strong movement, but just short-term bearish trading opportunity. That's what I'm saying. Euro to Japanese yen. Look at that. We broke the uptrend line here, and we are about to break very important horizontal support. So far, we didn't do that, right? But the pressure on the tension here, the pressure on this local support increases. It was tested once, twice, third time, fourth time today. Successful for the buyers so far, but we're going deeper and deeper. So I would say that sell stop order here below those lows from yesterday, sell stop order wouldn't be a bad idea here, right? That wouldn't be a bad idea at all. If we would have a panic order opening a short position once this support will be broken. And next one, American dollar to Canadian dollar. So there was a downtrend, there was a flag which resulted in a downswing, and also we got a head and shoulder pattern, and all of that is negative, right? Downtrend negative, flag bearish, head and shoulder bearish. But instead of going down yesterday, the price went higher. But actually everything is under control still, because we are below the line connecting top of the head and a right shoulder. We are below the horizontal resistance. So the scenario of the head and shoulder formation is still on the table. But obviously we have to be aware of the fact that not every head and shoulder works. So actually, instead of breaking the horizontal support here, we may be seeing breakout of the horizontal resistance here. On this instrument, patience win the day. So we just wait for a proper breakout here to show us a direction. And as a trader, you should just follow this direction. And actually, that's all what traders do. S&P 500 is going up in this channel up formation, similar to this one on DAX. So come on, that's not the best place to trade. It's not exciting, right? Those upswing traders on stocks are mad, are absolutely crazy in my opinion. I don't like entering like with a long position here, okay? But somebody entered here, 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 and they all earned a lot of money. So sometimes you just have to do what market does. But no, for me, I will thank you. I can see much better occasions on the market, so I don't have to touch the index at all-time highs. But anyway, to sum up, the situation on stocks is bullish. It's definitely bullish. So there's no other option than buying. Guys, thanks very much for watching our daily analytical report. Now half an hour break, and after that a webinar about basics of the forex market, right? We start a new cycle of education. Thanks very much, guys. For more trading occasions, visit our Twitter account or our website alpari.news. Bye.